There is nothing like hot chocolate cake on a cold winter day. My name is Lori and you're watching The Icing Artist. To make this hot chocolate, I baked 3 6-inch round chocolate cakes and I divided each of those layers into 2. And of course, because it's hot chocolate, we're gonna be layering it up with chocolate buttercream. But what hot chocolate is a hot chocolate without mini marshmallows? So I cut mini marshmallows in half and layered those between every other layer of cake. Oh my gosh, this is going to taste amazing. Now that I'm finished layering out my cake, it is time to carve it. So I just carved down the sides using my serrated knife, nice and straight. But then I carved in the bottom just on a slight taper, so it was more of a mug shape. And to keep this cake from wobbling, because nobody likes a wobbly cake, I just hammered a food grade dowel straight through the cake into my cake board. If you happen to be one of those people who hate dowels in cakes, that's perfectly fine. It just might be a little bit wobbly. And now I'm ready to crumb coat this bad boy with some more chocolate buttercream. Now I kept my buttercream on the stiff side. I did this so that way I had a lot more stability with the cake. If you have soft buttercream, it ends up being a little bit more loosey-goosey. Not what we're going for. And because we're gonna be covering it with some fondant, I just wet my cake with a little bit of water so the fondant adheres to my icing. And then I just pat off some of that excess water with a piece of paper towel. I then rolled out my red fondant with my rolling pin. I just folded it over my rolling pin and kind of folded that back over my cake and just use my hands to kind of pull out any of those like ruffle folds and smooth those into the cake. And then just use 2 fondant smoothers just to try to get that top edge a little bit more square. And while I smooth out that cake, I wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody who has subscribed to this channel and helped us reach 1 million subscribers. To celebrate, YouTube is throwing us a big party in Toronto on December 15th from 5:30 till 7:30. I want to meet you guys. If you guys want to come and hang out, decorate some cupcakes, I'm going to have a nice fun time. I will leave a link in the description box below. Make sure you guys register. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and come and hang out with me every week when we make awesome cakes. I will fully admit that Christmas cakes are my favorite kind of cakes to bake. I have made so many of them. If you guys want to see a full playlist, I will leave one right over here. Just click the eye. For the mug's handle, I just used a bit of white fondant that I added some Heidlas powder into it so it dries nice and hard. I rolled it into a log and then just inserted 2 pieces of flour wire into it so I'll be able to bend it. Once I had the one edge nice and flat, I just used my fingers and kind of bent into the shape that I was looking for. And of course, it's always better to think ahead with some of these decorations about an hour or 2 so they can dry. Now that mine is dry, I'm ready to insert that right into the cake. And to make our mug extra festive, I just rolled out some white fondant and cut out a big white snowflake, and I did the same with my red fondant. I then layered those up with a little bit of water and put a really pretty white pearl into the center of it. To decorate the rest of the mug, I just rolled out some more white fondant, cut out some little tiny pretty snowflakes, and just glued those on with some water. Of course, if you guys are curious for any of the products or any of my recipes, I will leave those down below in the description box. You can check them out. And I thought it would be really pretty to add some little fallen snow looks, so I just made some little holes around the cake and added more of those little pearls in there. You know how mugs have that kind of like shiny look to them? Well, we're gonna try to recreate that with some steam. So I'm just using a clothing steamer and I'm just going to steam over the whole cake. That's gonna add moisture on, and kind of when you wet fondant, it gives more of that glossy look and really enriches all those colors. And finally, for the hot chocolate part of this hot chocolate cake, I just used a circle cutter and cut out a circle around the top of the cake so we can pour our chocolate ganache right in there, which is gonna act as our hot chocolate. And for our grand finale on top of this cake, I'm just gonna use some white buttercream icing and a 1M tip and just kind of like loosely pipe some whipped cream going all around the top with a little sprinkle of candy cane. I loved making this cake. I've wanted to do it for so long. It turned out great. If you guys want to see some more of my Christmas videos, because I have made a lot of Christmas videos, I will leave a full playlist right over here that you guys can check out. And don't forget to come back here again next week so we can make something else in the cake together over the holidays. Bye, everybody.